Morning YouTube, my name is Paul and this is the Woods Walker School Self-Reliance channel. Yesterday I posted on Facebook some pictures of me setting a body gripper trap and a leg hold trap in a barn stall. That was actually in my uncle's barn where he had some groundhogs burrowing underneath the feed stall and he was wanting to get rid of them, so he asked me if I could go in there and trap them out for him. So I took the opportunity to make a little video series out of it. So anyway, went back this morning and I had a groundhog in there. That's the next video clip you're going to see is the one that I shot this morning a little earlier. So it's on the way. You'll see it next. And after that, then I'm going to show you how that I skin out my animal and how I prepare it and cook it and everything from the trap to the table. I'm going to show you the whole thing. But the point of this video is I want to let you know that there are some graphic images. You will see a dead animal and you'll see it skinned out. So if that's not what you want to see, turn off the camera now or turn off the video now, and I'll get back with you the next part of this. Alright? Thanks guys. Alright YouTube, so I came here this morning to check my trap that I set last night for this groundhog. It's been burrowing here in the barn. There may be more than this one. I'll probably set this one back after I finish cleaning this guy up and get him out of here. But anyway, you can see I caught a groundhog this morning. I'm going to go over here and check him out. Not a big groundhog. This is my uncle's barn, and he was the one that was wanting me to get him trapped out of here because he's doing a little bit of damage underneath the feed stall. He was telling me there's a big groundhog, so there could be more than just this one in here. There could be another groundhog, so I'm probably going to reset this trap back as soon as I get him out of here. But Autumn, you'll be happy to know, he's dead. Killed him on contact. Wasn't no big deal. So he didn't suffer any. As soon as that trap hit him, he died. Now, the neat thing about this is, though, this animal must have been in this burrow last night when I set the trap. He wasn't out foraging because I set this, I bedded this foothold trap over here to the side that I was hoping that he would run into, but obviously he was already in the burrow last night when we set the trap. He was coming out this morning to forage, and he ran into this body gripper trap. The reason I set this foothold trap over here to the side was I was hoping to catch him in that trap. That's one of my uncle's traps that he left here, and I was hoping to catch him in that trap because he's been pulling out of it, and I wanted to see if I could get him in there. But he, like I said, he was already in his burrow last night. But that foothold trap, it's been my experience in the past, I'll set a foothold trap where there are runways coming in, and usually if they don't get caught in that foothold trap, if they just set it off and it spooks them, it'll run them straight into the body gripper. They won't even think twice about it. They'll be deep as all get out in that body gripper trap. So one of the great things about this body gripper trap also is the body gripper trap, the trigger on it works either way. Whether they're coming in the hole or out of the hole, it doesn't matter. Either way, that body gripper trap's going to go off and it's going to get them. So it's a nice trap. I'm going to reset it here. I'm going to drag this guy out of the hole. I'll show you what it looks like. Get him home, processed him. Told you last night I was thinking about some groundhog stew. Hell yeah, that's what we're going to have. Alright guys, so I was going to show you what I've done here. This is how I set up to skin a groundhog. Basically, I've just got a piece of paracord, if I can point it out here, that's run right up through there, goes up to this bar right up here. This is I've got a pull-up bar set up out here, and it makes a really nice game processing station. Anyway, it comes down and just tied right in the middle of, if I can get my finger out there and see, right in the middle of this stick here. I have that tied, and then let me go ahead and show you. Then to either side, I have a piece of paracord hanging off, and I've cut this stick on each side here so the paracord will slip in the top of it so it won't slide out. So this is where I'll take and I'll hang the groundhog from. I'll go ahead and get him hung up and get right back to you so you can see how that's done. Alright guys, so the way I'm going to hang this groundhog up here is by his back legs. He'll be hanging like so. And if you feel right in here, right in behind his back leg, there's a tendon that runs down the back of his leg. and it connects to his foot. And you see if I move that tendon, his foot's going to move a little bit. You see it kind of gripping. Well, I want to take and run the rope right in between where that tendon's at. Because that's a very, very strong tendon there, and it's not going to break. So the way I do that is I just take my knife and I'm going to make a cut. Just kind of feel around for where that tendon's at, and slip your knife right in behind it and in front of the bone in the leg, and run your knife through the hide. And now, a groundhog has an extremely tough hide, which makes it a good hide for shoelaces and types of leather that you'd use, that you'd need a tough hide for. So anyway, that's what a groundhog has. Now we're going to go ahead and tie him up. I'm just going to take this string. You like to smell that, Judo? I'm going to try to poke this string through that hole that I just made. Just like so. Alright. Just tie it off. Wrap it around a couple times. Just kind of enough to hold him there. Now I know they make small game gambrels like this. That might be a little easier. But I don't have one of those. So this is what I have. So this is what I'll make do with. Same thing, just wrap it around a couple times. And then tie it off. Just like so. Alright? Alright, let me get my knife ready and I'll get right back with you here in just a second. Alright guys, so the first cut that we want to make on this guy, we want to take in or gal in this case. We want to make a cut right around the legs here. You don't want to cut all the way into the meat, and you definitely don't want to cut that tendon because that's the only thing that's holding them up right now. So you just want to take and just kind of work your knife. Try not to cut your string. It helps to have a really sharp knife. All we're wanting to do is just cut that skin. Okay, get one side, go to the other side. I'm going to try to stay out of the front of the camera if I can. Now you can do this. You don't have to set up a gambrel to skin any small game animal, but it sure does make it a lot easier. If he's hanging up here where he's easy for you to get a hold of and easy to work on, it just makes it a lot easier to work on the animal. Alright, once you've done that, we're going to make a cut right down the side of his leg. We're going to go around its sex glands and connect with the other side of the leg. Okay? sex glands, I mean the sex organ. I think on this gal here, instead of going around the sex organ, we're just going to trim it down and go around the back of the anus, between the anus and the tail. This is a very important part. I can slip my knife up underneath here, right up underneath her skin, and go back to the anus. But it's very important that we don't cut into the anus or any of the sex glands, because if any of that leaks out, if any of the excrement or urine leaks out, it'll taint the meat and it'll ruin it. So we're going to use a lot of caution when you're skinning out around this area. Alright, so now that I got that all out of the way, now I'll just start trimming the skin down, separating the skin from the meat, and kind of pulling it and trimming it back at the same time. Trying not to cut the meat, just trying to cut that fat membrane off there. I'm going to do my best not to cut into this hide, because I want to take and I want to tan this hide out for y'all also. And once I'm back here to the sex organ, I want to cut around this sex organ. I don't want to cut into it. I want to go around it, making sure not to cut it. I'm going to work a little while on this other leg, work it down, make it a little easier to get to that organ. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna work this little girl on down. Once I get it down a little further, get ready to cut this tail out, then I'll get back to you in just a second. Let me get a little of this done.